How's it going, retro people? My name is Brad, this is Retro Style Spotlight, and this is your news, notes, history, and retro games to play for the week of May 30th, 2017. In ROM hacking and translation news, I've got two patches for you today, and they cover Mega Man 2 on the NES and Super Mario RPG on the SNES. First is Super Mario RPG Master Quest, released by Cephalus. The hack has been out for a little over a week now, and is pretty damn impressive. This hack makes the game more challenging and is meant for players who are experienced with the base game. Players are expected to block attacks on a regular basis and be prepared with plenty of items and equipment to take on bosses. Some of the changes include enemy stats being boosted, boss scripts having been slightly modified, some boss spells and attacks being modified, and most bosses have now been recolored to give the hack a Master Quest feel. The link to this patch is below. The Mega Man 2 hack is called Mega Man Wily's Conquest 2 Hyper Edition Turbo. This is a complete hack for Mega Man 2 from a previously unfinished version by Dragon Eye Studios. The abandoned version had some great ideas and lots of potential, but was littered with bugs, poor layouts, and enemy spams. So the purpose of this project was to refine the problematic areas and complete the hack so that the players can play all the way to the end and finish the game. The list of changes is really long, but a few of the more notable changes are the increased speed of Mega Man and the Mega Buster, the entire soundtrack being changed with great music by Blast Hornet, Wind, Tsukikuro, Hydro Whisk, Dars, and 8-Bit Fan. They've also changed up various weapon mechanics and physics, increased climbing speed, reduced the amount of energy used for most weapons, and an updated title screen, menu screen, in-game text, and ending credits. This is a pretty cool looking Mega Man overhaul, so if you love Mega Man 2, check out the patch below as well. Time for some spectacular emulation news. And 2 weeks ago, I talked about a potential Xbox 360 emulator that is showing some promise. Well, the original Xbox is getting some love as well. Granted, it's nowhere near as far along as Xenia is, but XQEMU is a promising emulator that is making some progress. Based on QEMU, XQEMU is a fork that continues the low-level emulation goal. For those that aren't aware, there is low-level emulation and high-level emulation, each with their own advantages, but low-level gives the emulator the chance for much higher accuracy for games, which means that it will have the potential to be around for much longer and give it greater compatibility with time. Because it will have this higher standard, it will require much more development time and will also require much more powerful hardware than otherwise. The emulator is in its extremely early stages, and most of the console functions are not there currently. To get this up and running requires quite a few steps, and most games won't even run yet. There is significant work by the developers going on here though, and considering the utter lack of Xbox emulators, this is a welcome addition. Check out the developer's website and GitHub below. Video game documentaries, tell-alls, and related books are coming back into style within the last few years, and they're honestly pretty awesome, telling a cohesive story about a product, company, or event. Well, now, Rare Treasures is a book that aims to tell you the story of Rare, from their start in the 80s, through the 90s being bought by Nintendo, and all the way to now, including being bought by Microsoft, and their eventual fall from grace, as many would believe. Dark Horse Comics will be publishing the book, and it will feature artwork, commentary, and interviews with various team members from across Rare's 30-year history. The book is currently slated for release on August 30th for around $40 USD. You guys love it when I spotlight books for you, so I hope you're excited for this one as well. Tell me what you think about this book in the comments below. Project Paula is an awesome sounding synthwave cyberpunk 80s Amiga tribute album, and it has just recently gone free over on its Bandcamp page. Also, holy crap, that is a big mouthful of just phrases and adjectives. The album features incredible remixes from games such as Apidia, Flashback, Speedball 2, Shadow of the Beast, Gym Power, Hybris, Lotus 3, Battle Squadron, Turrican 3, One Step Beyond, and Dune. The album is free now, but you can unlock Bandcamp streaming and FLAC audio versions by paying just $1, and it helps support the artist. Check out this awesome album below. As a quick note, I just want to show off this awesome looking artwork for a brand new game being developed on the Amstrad MSX ZX Spectrum C64 and PC. Called Nogalious, there isn't much known about this action RPG at this time, other than its name, platform of choice, and this little bit of artwork. I just wanted to share the game with everyone and give the developers a boost in morale as new old games help our community more than anyone could imagine. I've talked about the 8BitDo line of controllers in the past and how amazing they are. Well, they just got more amazing. The controller series now works on the Nintendo Switch thanks to a firmware update, and no doubt just in time for the rumored Nintendo Virtual Console on Switch, with the announcement coming soon, or at least that's the rumor. So now, their controller line is compatible with the NES, SNES, Switch, PC, and Android devices. That even goes for NES and SNES clone systems as well. Granted, the NES and SNES require the special receiver, but still, these are fairly low-cost controllers that can be used on 3 home consoles in 2 wide-open platforms that can include emulation. Not only that, but these controllers are significantly cheaper than the Switch Pro controller and Joy-Cons, making them a much cheaper alternative. Granted, I love my Switch Pro controller. That thing feels really good in my hands, but its MSRP is $70, and there's something to be said about these controllers now too, especially with their various classic designs. And let's not forget the Joy-Cons. A single Joy-Con will run you about $50, while a pair of Joy-Cons will run you about $80 in a bundle. That's absolutely insane. To be fair, you won't be getting any of the gyroscope or HD rumble features like on the Switch Pro controller or the Joy-Cons, but to some people, those are just gimmicks, and not really something that they're looking for when they're playing their games. Some games will work on their lower-end, less button controllers, while games like Breath of the Wild will require the more button-heavy 8BitDo Pro controllers. This marks the first third-party controllers to work with the Switch, and they range from around $35 to $45, not counting any sale prices or receivers that you might need for the NES or SNES. So if you've been on the fence about purchasing one of these controllers, then add another reason to the Pro column. You can play Doom on pretty much anything nowadays. You can play it on a Vectrex, a TI-83 calculator, an ATM machine, and now your Thermostat. Because, duh. Lovingly referred to as Doomstat, user CZ7ASM has ported the Doom code to a Honeywell Prestige thermostat with a USB SNES controller hooked up to it. CZ7ASM gives a bit of the background on this project. Quote, "It's a really nice piece of hardware on a well-engineered board using an ARM9 processor. The Doom engine is based on Chocolate Doom and also its STM32F429 port." End quote. So not that I think most people will want to play Doom on their thermostat, or any of the other devices that I talked about, but this feat of coding is actually really impressive. I mean, it's no playing Mario Kart 64 with your car, but who knows? Maybe that's next. If you are a patron that pledged to be a part of our Patreon campaign and are watching this early, then thank you all very much. For those of you who pledged at the producer level role, your names are now on screen. If you are interested in seeing your name as a part of Retro Style Spotlight, the tutorials, and have it be inside of the Launchbox app, then head on over to the Patreon link in the description below. At just $2 a month, you can see content like RSS early, and at the higher tiers, you start to unlock things like exclusive Discord server access, producer credits, and a personal hangout with the Launchbox team. Any dollar amount anyone pledges to our campaign is helping us create a better product, and we could not thank you enough. So that was Retro Style Spotlight for the week of May 30th, 2017. All of the relevant links to everything you heard in this edition of RSS will be in the description below. Remember, you can sign up for a Launchbox forum account to interact with the community, moderators, and the Launchbox staff if you have any questions or you would like to contribute to the project. If Launchbox has given you a beautiful library of games, then why not purchase a premium license of Launchbox for $20, which will get you big box and tons of premium-only features. If you enjoyed this episode of RSS, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to get notified of new videos that we make. Let us know what you think of RSS and any feedback that you may have on it in the comments below. My name is Brad, the link to my channel is also below, where I do lots of gaming content, and remember, Fixing Geeks, to play more games, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day!